Hey, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Skip. We are the owners of AllCare Living Services. We started this company 22 years ago. One of the things that we always look forward to is the annual meetings. Unfortunately, this year with COVID, we're not going to be able to do that. So we're going to do things a little bit different this year.
And we're going to make videos that make us all uncomfortable. Anyway, for those of you we haven't met, we're sorry. I want you to know we always have an open door policy. This year has definitely been a true test of who you guys are and what you have done for your families. And for us as a company, we by far are the best company in this Tri-County area, and that's because of you. And we're very blessed to have you.
Hey caregivers, we are in the midst of a COVID peak, so I wanted just to remind you of our current protocols. Just keep in mind that you are caring for some very vulnerable people, so we are asking that you do your best to be safe and to keep them safe. So every day we're asking that you check your temperature. Please check your temperature. If it is 100 degrees or higher, or if you feel like you have a fever, please let us know. Also, if you have any COVID symptoms, let us know. You should know by now what those symptoms are. It's the new cough, shortness of breath, fatigue, loss of taste and smell. You could be nauseous, diarrhea. If you're having any of these symptoms, do not go to your client. Call us first. We're also counting on you to practice good hand hygiene, wash your hands. If you have time at your client's home, please just disinfect high-touch areas like light switches and doorknobs. If you need any PPE, if you need a mask, if you need gloves, if you need hand sanitizer, please come to the office. We're happy to give you what you need. We're counting on you to be safe and to keep our clients safe. Thank you. In addition to these daily things, please let us know if you are in contact with anyone who has had COVID symptoms or who is tested positive with the symptoms. We're kind of letting everybody talk to Rachel about this. She'll ask you the necessary questions. Also, if you have concerns about a client who may have these symptoms or someone who's in your client's home who may have these symptoms, please also just let us know. We'll try to work with you on this. Thank you.
Do you know what I do? I'm the scheduler at AllCare. If you are talking to your client or your client is talking to you about your schedule, I won't have a job. So seriously, if you need anything or your client needs anything that has to do with your scheduling, call me.
I have been out visiting our clients a lot lately. We kind of took a break because of COVID, and I'm trying to do some catch-up visits. While I'm in the clients' homes, I may see you. If I see you and you have a name tag on, your uniform on, and the proper shoes, I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna give you some fun bucks just for that. Most of the caregivers I've seen have been missing their name tag. I know that most of your clients probably know who you are by now, but just make sure to wear that because I would love to give you some fun bucks. Love coming out to the homes and seeing the great job that you are doing with our caregivers. I tell our clients all the time how great our caregivers are. Thank you for all you're doing.
So as a reminder, every time you report to work, you want to have a professional appearance. Alice already covered what it means to be in proper uniform, but that extends to other areas as well. You want to make sure that you have proper length nails. Please make sure that your nails are not too long so that they're puncturing through the gloves or possibly scratching your clients. You want to make sure you keep them filed, neat and clean, and you don't want to get anything underneath them when you're working with your clients. You also need to maintain a proper hairstyle. So it's okay to have longer hair, it's okay to have different hairstyles, but you need to make sure that it's pulled back and out of your face and out of the way when you're caring for a client. And lastly, don't forget to make sure that this goes across for your vehicle as well. If you're transporting a client, you want to make sure that there's room for them to sit there, that it's clean, and that there aren't papers cluttered everywhere around. You also want to make sure that other client information is stored in your vehicle properly, so if you're transporting somebody, client confidentiality is kept. Thanks.
Hi caregivers, it's Brian again. So we decided to implement a point system in the new year. It's really just a way for us to keep track of trends and help figure out where you might need help getting to your shifts on time, what we can do for you, okay? So here's the way it works. If you're late to a shift, it's a half point. If you're more than 30 minutes late, it's a full point, okay? If you don't call out properly, that means that you text or leave a message rather than talking to a real person. That's a 3-point violation, okay? Calling out for a shift but doing it properly, for whatever reason, be it a non-medical emergency or jury duty, is 2 points. And if you no call, no show, that's a full 10 points. Now the way this is going to work, we're going to keep track of it here in the office. You get a couple points, we're going to call you and say, hey, are you doing okay? You get up to 5, you're going to sit down with me and we're going to figure out a plan that we can help you be on time. 8 points is going to be a written warning, and up to 10, you don't want to get 10. So please just be aware if you hear us talking about points, that's what we're talking about. It's just a way for us to keep track of what's going on. Thanks.
All right, so I want to cover a couple of things with you guys about on-call and what we need to know about and when we need to know. So as you know, those of us in the office that work here during the week also take the phone home after hours. So we really want you to be mindful of when you're calling and what you're calling about. If you're going to be late for a shift and it's after hours, please stop and call us. Let me tell you why. So if I get home at night and I'm having dinner with my family, I'm going to get a late notice that you haven't clocked in. I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to get up and call you. You may not answer because you might be using your GPS for directions. I'm then going to call the client and I'm going to ask them, hey, is the caregiver there? They're going to say they don't know, they haven't heard from you. I'm going to try you back again, and this time you answer and tell me, oh yeah, I'm running a few minutes late, but I'm around the corner. I'm then going to call the caregiver or the client back again to let them know that you're going to be there in a few minutes. All of those phone calls could have been prevented with one quick phone call from you to let us know that you were going to be late. So it's really important that you let us know, even after hours, if you're running late, so we can let the caregiver or let the client know, which is important to them, but then so that it's also respecting the time of whoever may be on call that evening. We understand things happen, traffic happens, we get flat tires, we leave the house a little later than expected, and we certainly want you to drive safe, but please let us know if you're running late for any reason. In addition, for other reasons to call after hours on-call supervisor, you definitely need to speak to somebody if you're ever not going to be able to make your shift. So as Brian has covered, if you can't be at a shift and you need to call out, even after hours, you're going to call us and you're going to press 1 to speak to the on-call supervisor. You also need to call if there's an emergency. So if you yourself get injured while you're there, or if your client has a fall or something major like that happens, please call and speak to us on call. But there are some reasons that you shouldn't call. Please don't call after hours to ask about your paycheck or about requesting time off. Whoever's on call isn't going to have access to that information at the time. You also shouldn't give us a call after hours to speak about a schedule that isn't an immediate need. So if it's Monday night and you want to talk to us about your schedule for the Tuesday that's 2 Tuesdays away, please wait until we're back in the office and talk to us about it during the office time.
Hey guys, it's Brian here again. I just want to tell you about some of the benefits of working at AllCare, because there are a lot of different bonuses, a lot of different things that make it a great place to work. So let's run through them real fast, shall we? If you go an entire year without calling out, that's no call outs for a whole year, we just give you $100, $100 no call out bonus. That'll be every year with your annual evaluation. We'll check for that. We're currently tripling the referral bonus. So if you recommend a friend who becomes a caregiver with us after they've been with us for a certain amount of time, we're actually giving you $300 right now until further notice, which is huge. If you pick up a shift on short notice, most of you have probably seen this already, you pick up a shift within 72 hours of when it actually happens, covering for a colleague, whatever the case may be, we're going to put your name in a drawing. And at the end of every month, we're going to draw that out for a big prize. The past couple months, it's been a $100 gift card wherever you want. Maybe something else, but it's always going to be something good, I promise. Maybe my favorite benefit and the biggest one is our partnership with ECPI University. You want to further your education, you get your CNA, your LPN, your RN, whatever the case may be, anything you want to go to ECPI and study in the medical field, they give you a half price tuition. That's 50% off of your tuition just for working here. So for as long as you work with us, you can go to school very, very inexpensively and further your career, which is incredible. One of the big ones that we've got and brand new is this guy right here. Everybody's going to get one of these. This is called the Clever RX prescription card. Up to 80% off of all your prescriptions. It's not an insurance plan. You just sign up for this app. You take the card to the pharmacy, you show them, and you can get your prescriptions quite inexpensively for most things. If you're curious if your prescription gets a discount, you can go to the website on this card and plug in your zip code where you live and the name of the medicine that you need, and it'll tell you exactly how much it costs at each pharmacy in town, Publix, Walmart, CVS, whatever the case may be. Everybody's already got one of these in your folder, so take a look for it, okay? As always, if you have questions about any of these benefits or anything else, just give me a call. We're here Monday through Friday and happy to help.
Hey guys, I know that I call a lot or I text you, message you a lot to see if you guys can fill in shifts. I really appreciate all the help that you do. However, if you can't do it or you want to pick it up, if you can just respond and let me know one way or the other, I would greatly appreciate it. That way I can get back to the families.
Okay, so we are not in the weeds here. We know that you guys all carry your phones around all the time when you're with a client. So even though you have your phone with you, we ask that you do not be on your phone. Sometimes there may be downtime with your client. You may not have much to do. Please always take the initiative and ask them what you can do to help. If you see that something needs to be done in the home, please take the initiative to do it. But please don't sit around and be on your phone. We're making a strong effort here in the office to pay more attention to when you might be on shift so that we're not bothering you and calling you on your cell phone while you're on shift. But that also means you need to not be on your phone with family and friends at that time. If there's an emergency, we certainly encourage you to give your family our phone number here at the office and we can call you at your client or call your cell phone at that point. But if your phone is just ringing from somebody that's a family member or a friend, just for casual conversation, you definitely should not be picking it up and talking to them while you're on shift. That also goes for things like scrolling on Facebook or checking your emails. Things of that nature need to wait until you're off of your shift after hours. We need to make sure that we're providing the top quality care that we know everyone can do and that we're giving them the time allocated for the client. So just remember, we know you're going to have your phone on you, but we ask that you please keep it in your pocket or in your bag and on silent.
Thank you all so much for reading the newsletter, doing the survey. If you haven't gotten the newsletter yet, please make sure that you contact us and let us know that you want to be signed up for it. Maybe you accidentally unsubscribed. The newsletter has tons of great points in it. It has all of our caregivers that got wonderful bonuses, all of the highlights of people that have donated things. It also has updates about what's going on in the office, when we're closed, if there's any giveaways. And also it lets you know about our caregiver Facebook group and just everything like in services that could be going on in the office. So please take your time to read those monthly. They do go out at the beginning of the month. In the newsletter, we talked about our caregiver Facebook group. If you don't know what that is, please be sure to ask us. It's a great way to communicate with the other caregivers and that work for AllCare. It's a great way to see what everyone else in the office is doing. You'll be able to talk about different caregiver points, see some of the other contests that we have going on. You just have to look up the group, request it, and then you'll be in. Hey everyone, today we're going to be looking at our AllCare app. First thing you're going to do is put in your agency ID. Then you're going to put in your email and then your password. Make sure to click Remember Me. The next one's Login. This shows you your today's schedule, monthly schedule, message center, reminders. Then you go down to the bottom where it says available shift and then shared documents. and share documents or things that you might need, like a blank timesheet or your RTO form. So the timesheet, here's the RTO form for you. And then if you go back, we are going to look at your reminders. So these are things that may have expired or that are coming up. So my CPR expired on August 7th. So I definitely need to contact the office and take care of that. Now we're going to go up to our message center. This is how you communicate with the office. So I'm going to open up a message and check what it says. So reply to the office. Once you hit reply, type your message and hit send. If you hit send in archive, it'll move it away and clear it out for you. Next up is going to be how to send a message. Hit new message, test subject, body, and then hit send. Please make sure the subject line, it is not confidential, so do not put your client's information in that one, only in the body. And then we go back. We're going to look at our monthly schedule. So this is every shift that you have scheduled for the entire month. If you can go to the next month, you also see anything that you have scheduled. Each day there's a blue box is the shift that you have. If you have more than one shift, it's going to be more than one box. So click on that date. You're going to view the care plan. So this has everything that you'll need to know for that client, who did it, if they need help with the bathroom, their diet, where they live. We're also going to go down and see the special instructions. So that gives you things like how to clock in and out, if they have any pets or smoking, and any specifics about where to park or things like that. And then it gives you some more details about what they need around the house. So we're going to go all the way back to the top. And then since we have this client this day, we're going to go to today's schedule. We're going to see the date, the time, who they're with, their address, and then their ID number in case you need to use the purple card to clock in or out. Now this map feature is going to GPS us to their house once it loads. So this is just how to get there. So once I'm at their house, I'm going to click the yellow triangle that is next to login. So this message is going to pop up while it waits for your GPS setting to be acquired. If something happens during this time, if you hit dismiss, it will log you out completely. It won't register your GPS and it won't log you in. So be sure to not hit dismiss. Just let it cancel out by itself. And then because it looks like we're having an issue clocking in and out, we're going to call the office, talk to the office, tell them that we're having an issue, and they're going to clock us in. So this is a common error that you might get, so just make sure that you call the office and let them know what is going on. So we're just waiting for the office. So this is, if you need to call from the purple card, it pops up with this message. That's the phone number. There's your ID, and then there's the client's ID, just in case you forgot. So now we're just waiting for the office to clock us in. We're going to view the care plan again while we're waiting, just to make sure that we don't miss anything. And this is the task that we know that we need to do for the client so that we can check them off while we're on shift. So we did give the client a bath. We did monitor their transfers. We helped them do their meals, but they were already dressed when we got there, so we're not going to mark it off since we did not do it. And then we hit save, hit OK. And now we're going to do our care notes. So we're just waiting for the office to fix that issue so that we can do our care note right now. So during this time, just talk to your client, make sure that everything's still going okay with them. There's no issues that need to be reported. So you can't be logged out. We're just going to double check that everything is going okay with them. If anything needs to be reported to the office while we're waiting for our office to fix the scheduling issue with the clock in and outs. Now it does look like everything was done. Just double checking the care plan to make sure that I don't need to update anything to the office, that everything in there is correct. And now the next person come in has the same information as I do. So it looks like everything with this client is going okay. So nothing needs to be changed. I did everything that was there. None of their needs need to be updated. So now that I've been logged in, I'm going to put in my care note. So click daily summary, type in your note about how the shift went. We don't want had a great day. We need specifics about the client. So this one, the client didn't need any housekeeping because their friend came over earlier in the week. And they ate all of their food because we've known that she's been having a weight loss issue. So client caregiver signature, I'm just going to sign it, hit OK. And then we're going to hit save. OK again. Now that that's done, we're able to hit the back button. A green check popped up there. And now, since we're all finished with our client, we're able to log out. So hit OK. And then same message is going to pop up about waiting for your GPS to be verified. So we're just going to let that count down for a little bit. And so as long as you have clocked in, clocked out, did your care notes and your tasks, you won't need a timesheet unless the special instructions in the care plan says otherwise. So please be sure to read that. The biggest part is double check the care plan to make sure that everything is done, that you know what's expected of you in the home, and that you don't need to be doing any more or any less. And now that we have officially logged out, we have 3 green check marks, and we know that we completed our tasks. So everything is done, and we're going to go back to our mobile view and just see that we don't have any other clients for that day. Go back to our full page and then log out.
All right, so I want to go a little bit more in depth about what Corinne said in regards to timesheets. So we are now at a point where your timesheets can be completely electronic. So if you're using the Generations app, you can log your tasks and add your notes in there. If you do that after every shift for that week, you do not need to turn in a paper timesheet. So when you're going through Generations, make sure that you mark those tasks. If you ever realize that those aren't available for you to mark, please give us a call. If you give us a call, we can fix whatever it is on our end, and that will save you from having to do a timesheet. You can also select those tasks at the end of your shift if you're calling in from the client's phone. So if you do that and you select your tasks that way, you also do not need to turn in a timesheet. So at this point, we are able to be 100% timesheet free as long as you do 2 things. You clock in and out properly without a problem, and you mark your tasks for every client that you're at. Now, if you are unable to do that, or you forget to do that, then you will need to turn in the timesheet still. So we will still continue to have them available. But remember, if you turn in a paper timesheet, you need to make sure that all of those areas are filled out properly. You need to put the week ending date at the top, which is always Sunday. You need to fill out the day you were there with your times in and out. You need to print the client name and have their signature or that of a responsible party. You need to print your name and also sign. And then on the right-hand side, you need to make sure that you mark off the tasks that you do or that the client does themselves that are marked on the care plan with the proper codes at the top. And then finally, you need to make sure you add a summary. If you are sending them in, we need you to make sure that the entire timesheet is in the image before you send it over to us. Oftentimes we're getting them where the notes are cut off, or maybe the entire right-hand column is cut off. We need to view the entire thing in order for it to work for medical records purposes. A lot of our clients have insurances that are requiring these documents, and they must be seen in full, and they also must be clear. So we need to make sure it's a good image. We will still continue to use mileage reimbursement forms right now. We are looking into getting that fixed so you can log those electronically as well. So remember, if you do transport a client or have mileage reimbursements to submit, please still do that no later than Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. so we can make sure we get you paid on time. If you have any questions about timesheets and if you need them or not, please don't hesitate to give us a call. But again, if you log your times in and out, and you log your tasks in Generations or on the phone when you use the client's phone to clock in or out, then you no longer need to submit a timesheet.
I want to say hi and thank you. I spend a lot of time hiring people and doing interviews here, as you probably know. And one of the things I always say is that we can teach people what they need to know. We can teach someone how to use a Hoyer lift. We can teach someone how to do a transfer. What we can't teach people ever is how to care about those that they take care of. And you have that in immeasurable quantities. You guys are the most caring bunch of people that we've ever met. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the good you do.
I just wanted to say thank you for making my job easier, getting all that paperwork in on time, your in-services in on time, being there whenever you're supposed to be, helping your clients with what they need. You guys doing your job makes my job easier, and I'm so appreciative, and I know the clients are too.
Okay, hopefully you all know how much I love you very much. I just wanted to say thank you this year. I have leaned on you guys to let us know if something serious is going on with our clients, or even not as serious, but something small that might turn into something big. Thank you for your chart notes. Thank you for keeping me in the loop with what's going on. I take your concerns very seriously, and I brag on you all the time. So thank you, and just keep doing what you're doing. Really appreciate you all.
Hi guys, I just want to say thank you for helping me fill in with new clients, last minute shifts. Without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. Big thank you. I know it's been a heck of a year. Without you guys, it wouldn't be possible to take care of our clients that we have today. They're grateful for you, and not only are they, I am as well.
Guys, I just want to say thank you so much for all that you do for your clients. We truly believe that we are the best home care company in the area, and we wouldn't be what we are without y'all. It has been a heck of a year for 2020, and as Kelly and Skip said, you guys really stepped up and made a difference. We were able to provide spectacular care for our clients, and that wouldn't be possible without y'all. It's amazing when we talk to the families that we get to hear such wonderful things about all of you, and we try really hard to share that and pass it along, but I just wanted to say a huge thank you. Keep up the great work, and thank you for making AllCare the best.